thinking about the centering, the aspect of centering your body on your mat, feeling your seat, feeling your breath. And then just place your hands comfortably on your lap and open your eyes, keeping your gaze sort of downward to the floor, a grounding posture. In fact, the hands on your lap, sort of grounding yourself down. So I'm going to begin to do some stretches for the neck. So drop your chin to your chest and move your chin side to side, noticing the back of the neck. If you've been traveling, been holding tension there, it's not going to go away right away. Just going to be noticing where it is, beginning to work with it. Next time you bring your chin over to the right, sweep your chin up over your shoulder, and looking over your shoulder, crown lifted, begin to circle the chin, moving those muscles in the neck. You can make a small circle or a large circle, whatever feels just right, and then change direction after 3 or 4 times. Taking your breath with you as you breathe, and let your breath be circular as well. One breath going into the next, inhale into exhale, and then drop the chin back down to your chest and pause between the sides. Sweep your chin over to the left, looking over your shoulder. Anytime you need to take a deep breath and exhale through the mouth, let it go. And then once again, begin to move the chin, the face, the shoulder. Not the shoulder, but the neck muscles. Shoulders relaxed. And then change direction. One side might be tighter. And then bring your chin back down to your chest again. Take a deep breath and sigh it out. Bring your head back up to center. And then let's dip the right ear to the right shoulder. And place your right hand above your left ear. And very gently press your head into your hand. Relax your left arm. Let your jaw relax, soften, don't clench your teeth. See what you can relax. And then come back up out of the stretch for a moment. And then dip your left ear to your left shoulder. Left hand above your right ear. You can even wiggle your fingers of your right arm. See how everything is connected. Breathe in. Breathe out. You're pressing your head into your hand. You're not putting a lot of pressure on your head or your neck. That's creating the resistance, and then release that. Feels better already. Squeeze the shoulders up to the ears. Roll them back and down. Oh. Notice if you feel a little bit better. Let's make circles in the air with our nose like we were drawing on a board. And then change directions. Yeah, see if that feels better. Those stretches, side to side, front to back, and twists, just like the movements of the spine, right? Those are the ones that'll help in that area. And then of course the shoulder joints. So let's bring the elbows up and turn. We're going to churn the shoulder joints. I'm going to do some other churnings tonight of joints as well. Churning. So I have some yoga that is specifically recommended by Dr. Robert Saper, Change Direction, who did a research paper on yoga for the back. And he's an MD at Brigham and Women's Hospital. And he actually lectures at the medical school. My niece had a lecture from him, which was wonderful. I love that. So it's definitely been proven that yoga, just bring the elbows up and down, is wonderful for the back, and it helps release tension, strengthen the back, and avoid people having weak backs and then having to have all these remedies that sometimes are more extreme. But back problems can happen regardless, but yoga will help you. And let's bring the hands together. Let's churn the wrist joints. Yoga will help all of us keep our backs healthy, or if we've had bad backs, avoid it from getting worse. And then change direction of your circle here. Good. Shake your hands out. Spiders up the wall. And then bring your left arm across, catch it with your right, and stretch the shoulder. In this stretch, breathe deeply. And you find the breath will help. With the stretch, it'll help move and stretch and let the body begin to get a really good benefit from the stretch. Relax. Whew. Let's do the other side. So bring the right arm across, catch it with your left. Deep breath. And relax. So the cow face pose is called, I'm not sure why, but it's a shoulder opener that will sort of reset your shoulder joints and the functionality of your shoulder. So this is recommended by Lee Alpert, who's a physicianal therapist at Kripalu. So if you don't have a strap, you can use a towel. But what you do is place that strap over your shoulder. Let's place it over the left shoulder. Reach back your hand, your right hand behind, and you can feel your hand down to your low back, holding onto the strap. And then raise your left arm, bend it at the elbow. Now try to keep the arm close to the head. So you're really stretching that tricep, right? Let's do that a few times. Inhale, lift and reach, and down. So now as you bring it up, keep your head over your shoulders, not forward. And then place your left hand on the strap right behind your shoulder. And then notice if you can walk your hands closer together. It may be that you have shoulder impingement, which I've had on that side, that right side, or a frozen shoulder, and maybe this you can just do a little bit, or some people can actually have their hands touch. But in this position, holding on to the strap, take a moment to lift the chest, level your chin, and relax. Take some deep breaths and see if you can allow yourself to soften, even though you're holding this pose, which might feel a bit awkward. If it's too much, you can always increase the distance between your hands, or you can even you don't have to do it at all. I was just trying to think of a modification for this. Just bring your hands further apart, I guess, is really. Notice where your muscles are stretching, which ones are talking to you. See if you can send the breath there. Keep your rib cage stable. And then slide your hands away from each other and bring your arms down by your side. Notice the impact of that stretch on your body. Let's do the other side. Strap goes over. Bring your left arm behind. Grasp the strap. Let's bring this arm up. I'm going to just do this a few times just to get my arm loosened up a little. Lift it and lower it. And then lift it up. Bend the elbow. Bring the elbow, the arm close to your ear. Elbow up toward the ceiling. Chest lifted, chin level. And just hold this pose. If you can decrease the distance between your hands. Climbing your hand up your back. One side will probably be different. Breathe it in, breathe it out. That open armpit. Nice and big and open. And then release the stretch. Wow. Move your head side to side. Just see if you feel any different. Roll those shoulders again. Whew. So that's a good thing to hold in that position and allow your body to benefit from that deep stretch. So I'm just going to have you for a moment sit here and begin to move the body by circling the torso. I'm not going to sit for too much longer. We're going to go on our backs, but I just want to open up a little bit through the hips and back with these circles. Other way, change direction. Then as you come up, raise your arms up overhead in a deep breath. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then allow the right hand to slide a little bit away from the body. Left arm comes up. Press the left hip back down. And then slowly, if you can bend that right elbow and reach across, even pulsing a little bit, see how you can open up the side body, breathing and stretching. And come back, other side, lift, slide the hand away a little bit. Oh, that side is, you can see which side is the tighter one. And and then coming back. Good, so coming off whatever you're sitting on. And then coming onto, let's come onto your back right now. Come onto your back, bring your knees, your feet on the floor and your knees into your body. So begin to feel the low back. Notice what's happening. Is it tight? Does it feel sore? Have you been working out a lot, maybe doing a lot of weight bearing things, pounding, running or jumping, or I'm not doing a lot of that, but I feel like even walking, vigorous walking, there's the element of gravity on your spine. So just rocking side to side, taking some deep breaths. And then bringing your feet on the floor, and we're going to begin twists, which are wonderful for the low back. Bring your arms out to the side and move your knees side to side. Let yourself really involve the whole body. So you might feel some movement in your mid-back and your upper back. Just let it happen. And if you like, you can turn your head to the opposite side that your knees are going, or just look straight up at the ceiling, whatever you're comfortable with. But begin to feel what's going on in your back. Breathe in and out. Coordinate the breath by inhaling with the knees up and exhaling as they go to the side. Ocean sounding breath is always nice because it's very soothing to the nervous system. And if you relax the brain will help send signals to your body to relax as well. Taking your time with these twists, just continuing to let them do their magic. And then once again, coming up to the center, bring your knees into your chest. Press your hands on your shin. And notice if you feel a little differently now in the back. Does it feel flatter? More in contact with the floor? You can wiggle your toes. Actually bring your legs all the way up to the ceiling. If you have a strap, you can use a strap around the balls of your feet, or not. And just allow yourself to be in this gentle inversion with your legs over your hip joints. And your arms come up now. Bring the hands up toward the sky and then lower your shoulders back into the floor, flattening your shoulder blades, that base of support. Do that again. Inhale, breathe and reach, and then exhale, settle them back down. Let yourself feel your body with this gentle inversion. And do begin to circle the ankles, the feet. You can bring your hands now behind your legs and circle. Feel the joints. If you've been walking on them or running on them, they need to stretch. The fascia as well. Good foot massage. And then bring your hands right underneath your buttocks. And let's just do a little scissoring. And as you're doing this, draw your belly muscles in and up. So a little bit of abdominal work here. Inhale, exhale. Nice. And then bring your feet back down to the floor And let your soles of your feet come together and just relax for a moment in this open butterfly position. Bring your knees together and come over onto table. As you come into table, I'm going to do a few cat and dog tilts, and then a yoga mudra to stretch the shoulders again. So hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Nice flat back, feel length between the crown and the tailbone. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, drop the tailbone and round the back. Inhale, lift and extend. Feel your chest, brightening. And go back and forth, coordinating the breath. Inhale as you extend. You could even gaze up with your eyes. And then exhale, round the back. This is so simple, but it's just well done. It's one of the best movements to have the spine become more flexible. Just imagine the spaces between the vertebrae that might be stuck, and that you're promoting the movement between the vertebrae like pearls on a string. Pausing wherever you feel like you want a little extra. And then coming back with a big stretch by reaching your hands forward. A nice big puppy stretch. And I'm going to face you. We're going to bring yourself back up to table. But then you're going to walk your hands over to the right and stretch back onto your heels, your left hip toward the left. And then come up, walk your hands in front of you over to the other side and stretch on this side. Inhale, come up, come back to the center. And if you do have a strap, you can use this with the stretch we're going to do next, or you can use your hands. So you can use, for Yoga Mudra, coming to a kneeling position. We're going to come forward like we were going into a child's pose, but we're going to have our hands either clasped behind you or holding the strap. It's up to you what the mobility of your shoulder is. So suppose you're using a strap. You curl the strap around your hands, reach back with the strap. And then as if you were coming into a child pose, move your hips back towards your heels and come forward. Your torso on your legs. You bring your head down to the floor and bring your arms back up overhead. We do this standing as well, or we can do it out of table. Take some deep breaths. And then to come up, just simply begin to lift your head, your torso, and come up back to kneeling, and release your strap. And now feel your arms. Do they feel a little more open? So you can do it with your hands, or you can do it with a strap. It's up to you. But it's a nice pose of surrender, forward bend. So now let's come to standing. We talked about the churnings. We did the shoulders, we did the wrists. Bring your feet a little bit more than hip distance apart. And we're just going to do some We're gonna do a moon salutation today, so just circle the hips. Take some deep breaths. And then other way. So then bring your legs together, hands on your thighs, and circle through the knees. So the churnings involve 8 rotations in each direction, or 10, 8 to 10. And it's to move the joint fluid. It's to lubricate, another way, lubricate the joints and stretch some of the tendons. You can probably hear my knees popping. My knees aren't good, but every time I go to the orthopedic doctor, he said, it's a good thing you do yoga. So, coming up to standing, bringing yourself with feet hip distance apart. Let your knees be soft. Bring your arms all the way up into mountain pose. Feel the length of your body in space. Press your feet into the floor. Bring your abdominal muscles in and up and feel the strength of your mountain. Take some nice deep breaths. This is a beautiful pose. It's great for strengthening, increasing concentration. If your arms get tight, you can always bring them down by your side. But while we're here, why don't we just take a moment to do one of the poses in the moon salutation is a half moon over to the right. Then all the way up to the top and to the left. And all the way up to the top and reach back. And then dive forward into a forward fold. Come down in front of your legs. Move your head side to side. This is a good way to sort of traction your neck. With the weight of your head, stretch the neck. Take a deep breath. Take a few deep breaths, and each time you exhale, allow yourself to soften and let the fold happen a little bit more. Lifting the tailbone. And then bring your hands up onto your thighs and come all the way up. Nice. Okay, so twists again before we start the salutation. Moving your arms, keeping your feet firmly planted. Let your arms sort of flap, flop. But also moving your head and neck. And then you can lift one heel off and then the other, making a little bit more vigorous twists. You do 30 of these a day. It's supposed to be really great for your body. And then come back to center slowly. So here we are. My mat is curled, so I'm going to trip. So I'm going to flatten this out. So the moon salutation is several positions linked together. And it's a flowing, lovely series of poses. So I don't know what the state of the moon is right now. It was just a sliver last week, but it's probably, maybe it's a half moon, I'm not sure. But let's pay tribute to the moon in whatever state she's in. So now, bringing your feet together, stand nice and tall. Hands on hips, step out wide for a moment. Just feel your feet. And then step back in. We're going to start here in the mountain pose. Arms come up overhead. Half moon to the right, to center, to the left, to center. Step, I'm forgot the side bend. So, no, half moon to each side, right? Okay. Yes, step out into 5-pointed star. There we are. Now side bend to the right, side bend to the left. Come back into 5-pointed star. Bend your knees, bend your elbows, come into goddess, sitting down, heavy. Come back to 5-pointed star. Take a deep breath and then dive forward into a wide angle forward bend. With your hands on the floor, left hand in the center, sweep your right arm up overhead into a twist. Come back down, find length through the crown and the tailbone, nice and long, and then sweep the left arm up. And come back down. Take a deep breath, bring your hands onto your thighs, bend your knees, come up into goddess again, Devyasana. Hands come out into 5-pointed star, arms paralleled. And then now side bend to the right, side bend to the left, 5-pointed star, step together, arms overhead, half moon, come to center, palms together, come down in front of the heart. So that's one moon salutation. So take a moment if you need to get a glass of water or something before we do. I'm going to do 3 in a row. All right. So I'm going to try to not talk too much. Have you be in your own body, your own experience, and just go mindfully from one to the next. So we just went through the series. I'm going to cue you, try to cue with 1 or 2 words. Mountain, half moon, five-pointed star, side bend, Devyasana, goddess, 5-pointed star, flowing down to the floor, twist to the right, back to center, twist to the left, back to center. Bend your knees, come up into goddess, 5-pointed star, side bend, star, mountain, half moon, back to center. Inhale, mountain, half moon, five-pointed star, side bend, reach, side bend, reach, star, goddess, star, forward fold, twist to the right, twist to the left, back to center. Coming up into goddess, 5-pointed star, side bend, star, step together, half moon, come back into prayer position. Inhale, mountain, half moon, 5-pointed star, side bend, reach, other side, star, Point your feet away from each other when you come down into goddess. This 5-pointed star. Flow forward into forward fold. Deep breath in and out. Twist to the right and back. Twist to the left and come back. Take a moment to relax, forward again. Bend your knees, bring your hands on your thighs, come up into goddess. 5-pointed star, side bend, come up to star, step together, half moon, come back, hands in front of the heart. Very nice. So while we're in this bendy mood, I'd like to do a triangle on each side. So come to the right side of your mat. Take a big step out to the left. Turn your left foot out 90 degrees and your right foot slightly in. The leading leg stays straight in triangle, and you can do this against a wall too. If you just simply place now this left hand on the wall, you can move into triangle, just lifting the right. But we're going to have this hand, and right now I'm here, not against the wall, and I'm going to begin to side bend and reach in the direction of the left side. Feel a nice crease at the top of the leg. Reach until you reach your full extension. And then simply windmill this arm down and the right arm up. This arm is just relaxed and not pushing. You're reaching tall, rotating slightly with the rib cage. And you can gaze at your hand, or you can look forward. Press into both feet equally. Breathe, don't hold your breath. Feel how strong this pose is. It's great for your back. And then, as if you were reaching a cord coming from the ceiling, lift yourself up, coming back to the original stance. Turn your feet forward. And then, just for in between sides, come down to forward bend. Notice if that relieved a lot of tension in your back and hips. And then bring yourself back up to standing. Come to the left side of your mat. If this is bothering your hips, again, I would suggest not holding the pose, or a modification would be to do it against the wall. So, turning the right foot out 90 degrees, left foot slightly in, legs are straight. I can't even reach the wall. Well, maybe I can. Hold on. All right, so no, I'm not going to reach the wall. So you'd have to get closer to the wall, and it'd be a good support to do it that way. Hand on the wall. Press out through the left hip. Bring the left arm up into triangle. This could be your triangle right here. It's very nice, actually. This is one from Dr. Robert Saper's recommendations. I like it. Breathing in and out. And then slowly, with the help of the wall, coming back to your position. And once again, we're going to make our way to the floor, so float down And once you're down, bend one knee and then the other. And come down. Good. Let's bring ourselves to seated for a moment with our legs spread wide. Put your hands here on your hips and just do a little bit of movement in a circle here. Feel how your hips are right now. If this kind of movement, circling, and maybe you want to bring one foot in, like bring the left foot in, sole of the foot to the thigh, and turn and face your right leg, and walk yourself forward. And breathe as you begin to slowly hinge at the hip. Walk yourself forward with a flat back. Press out through the heel. And then lower yourself down, rounding your back, holding onto your foot or your ankle or your thigh, whatever works. And then walk yourself back up. Come back to the center. And pause between sides. Notice how that felt. Anytime you bring your head down below your heart, it's very tranquilizing for your brain, for your nervous system. So now let's do the other side. Bring that left leg out, right leg in. You sort of pivot, you sort of turn your body toward that leg, press out through the heel. Take a deep breath, walk yourself forward. You just do a little bit at a time as you breathe in and out. No rushing to get there. Take a deep breath. Exhale now, round down. Breathe in and out. You can exhale through the mouth, whatever helps to sort of breathe out any stress or tension on this side. Feel what the hip is doing. Send it some love. Deep breath, exhale, let go. And then walk yourself back up. And come onto your back again. Take a moment to feel your feet. Your knees and legs, thighs are parallel to each other and in line with your hips. Take a deep breath. Let yourself relax for a moment. Feel your back. Maybe begin a little bit of moving your knees side to side again, noticing anything from those strong standing poses that you need to sort of relax and let go of. And then with your arms right down by your side in preparation for bridge pose, feel the shoulder blades making contact with the floor. Feel your upper arms and press into your hands and into your forearms and backs of your arms. And feel when you press down and hold that press. And then let go, relax. That's the upper part of your bridge. So press down, hold, strengthen, nice, strong, and then relax. Now we're going to bring the hips up, reach up, hips come up, hip bones reach, press those knees toward the other wall, lengthen the quads, and then lower back down. Do that a few times. Inhale, lift, and hold, squeeze the glutes, squeeze, let the lower part of the bridge now be strong, pressing your feet into the floor, knees isometrically pressed toward each other. Hold and breathe. This is really great for your back and your hips. And then come back down. You notice how when you lift the hips up and press the knees away, you are stretching the psoas muscle and the hips, which is all connected, the quads, and something we rarely do, especially if we're sitting a long time. And then come back down. Now I'm going to ask you to lay on your back, relax, let your feet fall apart, your knees fall apart, and I'm going to read you the Breathing Love meditation. Take a moment to acclimate yourself again to the floor on your back, as if you were in Shavasana. Place your hands on your belly for a moment and just take in some yoga 3-part breaths. Belly, ribs, and all the way up to your throat. Feel the waves of breath coming in and out. And so now the Breathing Love meditation. The breath reflects the opening and closing of our hearts in each moment. To cultivate inner peace, place one hand over your heart and let the other hand rest on your belly. Begin to take conscious breaths of love. Breathe in deeply and close the hand on your belly. Feel the simultaneous receiving of the breath and receiving of love. Then breathe out, open your hand, and feel the simultaneous offering the breath and offering of love out into the world through your hand. So for this, I would turn palm up, your hand palm up. So breathe in, and as you breathe in, close the hand on your lap, and as you breathe out, open your hand and feel yourself offering through the breath an offering of love out into the world through that hand. So one hand on your heart and the other open hand on your belly. Breathe in, close your hand, breathe out, open it, and send love. Continue for several minutes and recognize the interplay between giving and receiving love through every breath. Every breath I exhale in love, you inhale. Every exhalation you offer in love, I inhale. Together, we can change the world one breath at a time. just simply let your arms, your hands fall to your sides and let yourself close your eyes, keep your eyes closed, and let your breath assume its normal rhythm, natural breath. Relax your forehead. Let your jaw be heavy and relaxed. And just watch your natural breath flow in and out. If your mind wanders, which it will, gently bring it back. And now just let go of any focus on your breath and just let your mind be the mind. Let thoughts come in and out like objects floating by on a stream. Begin to feel sensation in different areas of your body. Notice fingers, toes, any areas that need to move gently. Maybe bending your knees and bringing your knees into your chest, hugging them in, giving yourself a nice warm hug, and embrace yourself in love. Rock side to side, whatever feels really nice right now. And roll over on one side and pause there for a moment, cradling your head in your arms, and just taking a nice breath in and sighing it out through the mouth. A nice nurturing breath. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be at peace and at ease. And may you be happy. You can all come up to, gently come to seated. And bring yourself upright again. Feel your shoulders and neck. Squeeze your shoulders up. Release with a soft drop your head down again and stretch the back of your neck a little. And then keeping your head, your chin down toward your chest, bring your hands in prayer position over your heart. Take a deep breath and feel your heart beat with the backs of your thumbs. Go inside and offer yourself a namaste. I honor you, your beautiful lights. I see you all, so beautiful. Namaste. Here she is, Beth is back to unmute